The slow season didn't sneak up on you, or maybe it did, because you were so focused on the good months you didn't realize what was to come. So if you knew the slow season was coming, that's great, because expecting it is a great first start. Now, expecting it and actually being ready for it are two very different things. If you're someone who didn't expect the slow season, be sure to keep watching because most vendors learn the hard way what slow season can really mean for your business and your sales. I want you to think about it for a minute. What happened to the money from your good weekends? You had $500 days, maybe even more, and now that your slow season is here and the foot traffic has slowed down, you're wondering where it all went. I know in Florida specifically that summer slows down for almost every vendor, and that is predictable at this point. Now, if you're not in Florida, maybe it's the winter that slows your market down. The slow season will look different depending on where you are, but the money problem, that part is the same everywhere. Whether it's summer or winter, you should be able to navigate any season. And the reason most vendors can't comes down to profit leaks that were already there before the slow season ever even showed up. Slow season doesn't create problems, it just pulls back the curtain on them. In this video, I'm going to show you the two types of money leaks quietly draining your profit and maybe getting in the way of you keeping more money in your pocket, especially during slower seasons. Hey, I'm Kayla, and I'm a sales systems strategist and the creator of the Booth to Business system. And I help flea market vendors sell more and keep more profit by fixing the behavior and systems that are actually costing them money. If you're already thinking, I had good weekends, but I still feel broke, or you're watching this because your slow season just hit and you're feeling the pain of not having any money left over, that is exactly what my Unblock Your Sales calls are for. In 30 minutes, we'll identify where your money leaks are and what to fix first. The link is in the description, and I only take a few of these a month, so pause right now, grab your spot, and then come right back to this video. Now let's get into it. I know you're not asking for much. You just want more money left over after paying for expenses. The booth fee has to be paid. You need to restock your inventory. If you have employees, they need to get paid. And then there's your personal bills. You have a pretty good thing going on. People are stopping at your booth. You're reaching your ideal sales number. So whether that's $500 weekends, $1,000 weekends, maybe more, money's coming in consistently. And then bam, the slow season hit. And then you start feeling insecure about how you're going to even make your booth fee or pay yourself. You start checking your account balances to see what money can be moved around and start pulling out your credit cards to cover expenses. Now you're thinking there's less foot traffic and people to sell to, so I need to increase my prices to make up for it. Or you're offering discounts to entice people to buy more, looking for other markets or avenues to sell your things, or expanding booths to bring in more items. Maybe you're even posting on social media more to get more eyes on your products. The part that stings a little is you were making sales every weekend up until now. And then slow season now feels like an emergency. You need more people to come and buy from you right now, or you might have to shut down. Another weekend of low sales will put you deeper into a financial hole. At least that's what you're thinking, and this is taking an emotional toll on you as well. Even after changing your booth setup for the 20th time or buying more inventory to restock on the products that look low, you start to notice that your pockets still feel empty after expenses and that more sales are not necessarily guaranteeing more profit, which is the money left over after taking care of your financial responsibilities. But this didn't start in July or a few months ago. And this is the part that catches most vendors off guard. Not the slow season itself, because most experienced vendors know it's coming. What they didn't see coming was how fast the good weekends would disappear with nothing to show for them. More people and more sales will not fix the top two money leaks that are quietly draining your profit. After you make a sale, do you consider what happens to the money after you get it in hand? I mean, really think about it. Are you tracking what's coming in? Do you have a separate place to hold your business money separate from your personal money? Do you set anything aside from your best weekends? Sales don't matter if you don't have a system for receiving and profiting from them. So trying out a new market or switching out products will not fix your slow season problems. What most vendors never consider is that a slow season will pull back the curtain on problems that already exist, and the leaks it exposes always come back to the same ones. It'll either be a money leak, sales leak, and or a systems leak. And these systems were probably never set up to hold what you were making. Today, I'm focusing on the two types of money leaks that quietly drain profit for vendors, which are mindset leaks and system leaks. Mindset leaks can look like emotional discounting. So someone looks interested, so you automatically drop your prices. Impulse restocking, buying inventory based on feelings, not what actually sells. Avoiding tracking and looking at real numbers, waiting until the booth is perfect to promote or show up consistently. System leaks can look like not having a booth plan, winging setup every weekend, no tracking of booth fee versus your revenue versus your profit. You don't know your actual cost to vend. You don't know if you're profitable or just busy. If any of those sound familiar, the slow season is the right time to look at exactly what leak can be plugged right now and how. If any of those sound familiar, the slow season is the right time to start looking at exactly what leak can be plugged and how. I want you to imagine a bucket and some water. The bucket is your business. The water is the sales and revenue that is coming in. So this is your business. This is all of the sales and the revenue that you have coming into your business. Now I want you to imagine that this bucket has holes in it. The holes are causing leaks, which cause the water to flow out of the bucket. So let's imagine that this has some leaks in it, some holes in it, and this water is not staying in this bucket. There's two types of leaks. There's a system leak and then there's mindset leaks. Most vendors focus on and prioritize their flow, which is how much water or sales is coming in. So that can be things like how to set up my booth to bring in more sales, how to get more foot traffic, but they neglect to look at what's happening in the funds, which is the actual water, the sales, once it is already in the bucket. And that's what I refer to as managing the money that is coming in. They also neglect to focus on a bucket that has holes in it. So now this bucket, we're just going to pretend that there are actually holes in it. And this is the foundation, the structure holding it all together. What you want is an overflow of the water in this bucket, which is your sales. You want an overflow of profit, the money that you have left over after you take care of your financial responsibility. But you can't do that with a foundation that has holes in it, causing you profit leaks. So to recap, the slow season is the best time to start looking at any potential leaks in your business. Otherwise, you will continue to drain any profit leaks that are already there. There are two types of leaks, mindset and system, and most vendors don't know which one is costing them the most. More sales will not fix a leaking bucket. Your flow, aka your sales, funds, how the money is being managed, and your foundation, which is your structure, tracking, planning system, all have to work together. But knowing these profit leaks exist is the first step. Knowing which one is doing the most damage in your specific situation is a completely different conversation. Because it's not always the same leak for every vendor, and it doesn't always show up when you expect it to. For some, it's the overbuying. For others, the money was never separated to begin with. And some vendors are doing okay, but they still can't figure out why the numbers don't add up at the end of the day. And that is exactly what I help vendors get clear on. Specifically, what is happening with your sales and where to start. If you've ever watched a video, took notes, tried all the tips, and you're still ended up in the same place, it's probably because the advice was not built around what is actually happening at your booth and within your business. When you know it's a tracking problem, you stop reorganizing your booth for the 50th time. When you know it's a mixed money problem, you stop trying out new products. When you know it's a savings habit problem, you stop blaming the market and you fix the right thing. And that's when things actually start to shift. If you're making sales, but at the end of the day, you have nothing left over to show for it, the dip in sales due to your slow season is not going to help. and you need to get onto an Unblock Your Sales call with me. It's one-on-one, and by the end of it, you'll know exactly which part of your sales process is breaking down and what to start focusing on and fixing first. The link is in the description, so go grab your spot. There's no one else speaking the truth about what it takes to make consistent sales as a flea market vendor. And if you're going to show up every weekend anyway, it's time to start putting strategy behind what you're doing so that you can actually turn your booth into a business. So go book that call. Thank you for watching, and until next time, happy vending.